In today's video, I'm going to share some of my favorite finds from the Round Top Antique Festival. If you're not familiar with the Antique Festival, it's centered around the town of Round Top, Texas, which has a population of about 100 people and is located between Austin and Houston. Then twice a year, during the spring and the fall, Round Top and the surrounding communities host this antique show that takes place over about 20 days. During this time, there are over 50 venues that set up in buildings, barns, tents, and even fields, and each of these venues attract a bunch of different vendors from all over the US that bring everything from fine antiques to crafts to stuff that I like to lovingly refer to as rusty junk. You'll have to excuse the noise during this video because I am filming this in my home and a lot of the spaces are very large open spaces that have a lot of echo. But that's so I can show you all of the really cool things that I've picked up from the Round Top Antique Show through the years. So my husband and I have been going to the Round Top Antique Festival for probably about 20 years. So I thought it would be fun to share with you some of the things that we've bought and where they've come from, so in case you're considering going to the Round Top Antique Show, you'll have an idea of some of the places that you might want to check out. Most of the stuff that I'm going to be sharing is in a rustic industrial or farmhouse kind of style, because that is the style of our home. And the next Round Top Antique Show is coming up in just a few weeks. So if you'd like to see a vlog of what we find at Round Top this year, then be sure to hit the thumbs up button to let me know that you're interested in seeing a vlog. My husband and I custom built our home from a design that he came up with several years ago. And I thought a great place to start for this video was with the item that really helped inspire some of the design of the home. And that is this chicken nesting box. We found this at Blue Hills about a year before we started the process of designing our home. But when we saw it, we really knew that it would be a cool piece of furniture and had this idea to put it in between the two guest bedrooms in our home and use it to store various linens and things. So we keep extra towels and soap and even slippers and things in here. And so we saw this piece and kind of then designed the house to be able to accommodate it. Another piece that we found was this really cool old vintage sign. We found this from a venue called County Line, and when we found it, it didn't actually have a purpose to go here, but after we built the home and we were starting to put things in place, we realized it would work really well in this space. Another one of my favorite things that we found from Round Top a few years back is the windmill blades that are hanging up above the door that goes out to the mudroom and then the garage. These windmill blades are about 8 feet tall, and we knew when we were looking for something to go above this space that we needed something of really big scale. Therefore, we decided to get windmill blades. And these came from Northgate, which is a field in the Warrenton area. Another one of my personal favorite finds is this chick hatchery sign, which we found from Ex-Cess. And we were looking for something to go in the guest hallway to go between a couple of doors. And when I saw this sign and I saw that it had an arrow pointing to where the chicken nesting box is, I thought this was perfect. The footprint of our home is symmetrical. So as we have the hallway with the large space above the door in the guest side, we also have that on the other side of the house, which is where our master bedroom is located. So we have the windmill blades on the guest bedroom side, so we thought it would be really fun if we put the windmill tail on the master bedroom side. So we have a really cool windmill tail that actually comes from a farm or something located around the Oklahoma City area, and of course we live in Oklahoma, and this is about 8 to 10 feet tall as well, and so we decided to get this to put above the doorway that leads out to the garage on this side of the house. And this came from Marburger Farm. Even though the bedrooms in our home aren't as rustic industrial as the shared spaces in our house, we knew we wanted to still find ways to bring in some of that rustic industrial to the bedrooms. So for instance, this military tool chest right here, which actually came out of an ammunition depot, we thought would make a really cool end table for one of the guest bedrooms. This came out of Ex-Cess too. Likewise, we found this really cool radio cabinet, which came out of a Unimog military vehicle, and decided to use this as the nightstand on the other side of the bed. This too came from another vendor at Ex-Cess too. Now we're in the great room of our home. In this space we have a really long sectional, and we knew we wanted a console table to go behind it to kind of disguise the back of the sofa. And we needed something really long and we weren't sure what we were going to do. Then we ran across this really cool console table, which is actually an old toolbox that the people that we bought it from, which was a booth at Marburger Farms, they actually just separated the toolbox into the 3 different sections and then created an iron base to put it on. And we thought it was a really cool rustic touch, and we really loved the pop of color, and it was also long enough so we knew it would be perfect for this space. On our coffee table, we have this pig trough or pig feeder that we got from a different vendor at Marburger Farms on a different trip. This thing is pretty rusty, so we did put a clear coat over it to make sure that it wouldn't leave rust on the table or things that we put in it. But I really love this because I put different items in the feeder throughout the year to match the season. The round top finds don't just stop at furniture. We've also found ways to incorporate cool things into fixtures such as lighting. The 2 sconces on either side of our fireplace flue are actually corn heads from a combine, and they're about 4 feet tall, and when we saw them we thought they would be really cool to turn into sconces. We bought these in the Northgate field from a man that comes from Nebraska, and he always has really cool agricultural stuff like this. Another set of lights that we have made are these chicken feeder lights that we have going into each of the hallways. And we picked up these chicken feeders from one of the booths, I think in 10 Star Field out in Warrenton, and just had our electrician wire them up so we could use them as lights entering the hallways. The next couple of finds are in my dining room. The first one being these set of doors that go on either side of our buffet. These come from a vendor in the Northgate field, and every year he has tons and tons of different doors and gates. And one year we found these and we really liked how the colors kind of pulled a little bit more warm, and so we got these to hang on either side. The other thing in this space is this humongous scale. We got this from Marburger Farms last year, I think, and it is really, really big and heavy. But it really does add something to this table because obviously this space is quite a big space, so we need things that are very overscale, if you will. On the balcony outside of our game room, we wanted to create this nice little reading nook and wanted to use a rug to help define that space. We decided we wanted to get one of the metallic cowhide rugs that have become popular in the last few years. And we actually found this turquoise one at, I believe it was Chelsea Meadows, though you can find these all over Round Top at tons of different venues. But we found this one and really liked how the turquoise set off the garden bench that we already have, and so we purchased this, and I think it fits the space great. In our game room, we knew we wanted a credenza that was a little bit fun. So we went to one of our favorite places at Blue Hills, which is a place that sells a lot of Asian antiques and furniture made out of reclaimed wood, and we found this beautiful teal credenza. At the same time, we found this really neat orange bucket, which we just thought added another fun pop of color, and so we set it here, and then I put extra blankets and things in it. Now we're on the balcony outside of my study, where I also have a nice little reading space, and that's where I have my next favorite find, which is this agate side table. Now, if you watched the vlog that I did last fall, then you may recognize this table. It came from Paul Michael Company. And one of the things that I really love about Paul Michael Company is, although they're kind of a large company, they're not really selling antiques, they do mass market some cool things to look like antiques, and then they also create a lot of more one-of-a-kind pieces in kind of a mass market way, such as this side table, which each one is unique because this is actual stone, and so you know, they have lots to choose from, but the one that I got, it's the only one like it. Our closet is a space that is a little bit less rustic industrial like the rest of the house. So I do get to incorporate a few pieces that are a little bit more glamorous, if you will, including this cabinet, which looks antiqued. The mirroring looks antiqued, but I don't think it is. But I picked this up from one of the vendors at Blue Hills, and I love to have it because first of all, I get to put all of my pretty jewelry on it, and so it just adds a lot of sparkle and shine in this space, but then I can also hide a lot of stuff within the cabinet as well. Another one of the more glamorous finds from Round Top are these fashion prints, which I picked up from Blue Hills from a vendor that's there every year who sells lots of prints and maps and other cool things. And I really liked this set. They all kind of tied together in the blue and white, and I really liked that the females kind of reminded me of myself and something that I might wear to work. Not everything that we've bought from Round Top has been related to household items. 3 of the 4 rings in my wedding stack I actually got from Round Top. My wedding band, which is the one with the 3 baguette diamonds, we got about 16 years ago from the Big Red Barn. And then my 2 diamond and sapphire bands we actually got from Marburger Farms last year to celebrate our 15-year wedding anniversary. And for my very last finds, I thought I would share a couple of items from this space. This space may be familiar to you if you watch very many of my videos, because this is where I film a lot of my just regular sit-down type of videos. But there are 2 items here that also came from Round Top, and that is this rose quartz statue and then this amethyst cathedral. And I do get asked from time to time in various videos where these came from. These came from Ex-Cess 2 at Round Top. So that concludes all of my favorite Round Top finds. These are all things that we've collected throughout many, many years. Some were bought specifically for this house, and some were bought even before that have just managed to find homes in our new house. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, or if you'd like to see a vlog of our next trip to Round Top, then please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and hit that notification bell so you know when I post future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye.